So, I don't know if I'll actually post my this video that I'm doing right now. Maybe it's just a way for me to rant, not even rant, but just open up. To a lot of people, it's no surprise that Lisa, my middle child, is not Walter's, and Miguel, who is my oldest, who is 8 years old, is not Walter's child anyways. They're from 2 different people. Yes, my kids are from 3 different dads. When I say that, to me, it's very shameful to say, but deep down inside, I love my kids more than anything in this world. And if I could have it any different, believe it or not, I wouldn't. Why? Because Miguel is just the fluffiest, kind, gentle-hearted when he wants to be. He is autistic, but he has such a big heart, and I mean, I can't be like, oh yeah, you know, my kid is autistic and he does all these really retarded things and stuff like that. No, that's what God gave me, and I love him. And then at times I could say I hate Lisa's dad with everything I had, and it's the truth. Hate is a strong word, but his parents put me through so much anxiety, and is still putting me through so much. The dad is married, her dad is married, and that's, you know, that's great. You know, she's Mexican. Supposedly she doesn't live here. Supposedly she lives in Mexico. I don't know if they're hiding her or what. Her dad is just, he is just a meanie. He thinks about himself. He doesn't have a communication. He is not in our place. He doesn't have communication with me. For example, they're going to throw her a birthday party, and that weekend I happen not to, you know, give her to him. I don't know these things. Maybe he should open his mouth instead of his dad. Edwin, if you're watching this, you need to stop following your mama's rules. Be a man and just, you know what, talk to me. Because, you know what, you're 30, 35 and you're still not going to talk to me. And, you know, I'm waiting for that day I'm still waiting. I'm waiting for me to act. For me, sometimes I want to have a conversation with him, and he's just like, no, you know what, I just called you to tell you that I want my daughter this weekend. When I'm trying to open up to him, when I'm just wanting some information about how she lives and stuff like that, he won't let me see his house. You know, I don't even know if my daughter has a bed. I don't even know if where my daughter sleeps, you know, because, you know, for me to actually ask those questions, it's going to be a wild one. I've had altercations where they just throw it down. They put me down, and yes, I do put them down. Yes, I'm going to defend myself. Yes, I'm going to get the claws out and defend anyone. They've called my son a bastard. You know, like, they mentioned, they're like, oh, we know how you feel when you're exhausted and stuff like that over Miguel's problems and stuff. I'm like, excuse me, you don't know me, you don't know how I live. Do you ask, say how are you and stuff like that? No, you don't. Okay, I'm a human being. You need to come and talk to me about my daughter. Ask about how she's doing in school. ask about what problems she has in school. You know, I've took Lisa to doctors, and you know, we've been having our, me and Walter have been having our, you know, just little discussions of whether she has ADD, because she just doesn't pay attention to anything. We took her to the doctors, and I've asked Junior, I've asked Edwin, you know, do you see this, do you see that, and I don't get no replies back. So I'm like, come on, like, what are you taking for? I'm not a puppet. You know, you can't just be screaming at me and stuff like that. So it's pretty hard. I mean, I got to a point where I thought that I was this like person who would never find someone. Would never actually have the happiness that other people had when they were married and stuff like that. One, because I was always put down by guys. I was always put down by my father. Yes, I have a dad. Is he in my life? Barely. Him and my mom have been separated for almost 7 years. I took it pretty hard. Got me down. Because I thought that my mom would never leave my dad. Deep down inside, I wish that she would have done it when she was younger. But you know what? It comes to a point where that's their business and it's not mine. You know, I'm just grateful that I have my mom now. I'm grateful that me and my sister are close, and I love her so much. She means everything to me. And, you know, I never had a close relationship with my father. I never had a close relationship with my brother. My brother was always kicking me out of the house whenever he wanted to. I would pay this, and Hema paid that, and just stuff like that. And I let it happen. I know I did. I love them because they're family. You know? But ever since I was small, I've always seen fights and discussions and these meltdowns that my mom used to have. My dad would just, he wouldn't care. I mean, he was a busy person, yes. He would always be working to pay the bills, to pay this, to pay that. And I'm grateful for that. Yes, I love my dad. But it would actually be better if he was in my life, and he's not. I didn't have a father figure. So I would always think that guys would be allowed to hurt you. Before I met Walter, I had maybe around 6 boyfriends or stuff like that. But they would actually never really care. And I go back and I ask myself, I'm like, what the hell did I do? You know, my last boyfriend before Walter was Kanan. And at first, I'm like, you know what? We dated before, and then after his crazy girlfriend, you know, did all these things and blah blah to break me and him up, and I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. You know, I took it as a shocker, but deep down I know that he was cheating on me. Then after I decided to go on, I think it was MySpace or TWI or something like that, look for him, you know, to see how he was doing and stuff like that. And me and him just played a game of, you know, like that. And he would always tell me, he's like, oh, why do you have to bring your son with you? And I don't want him here. I want to spend time with you and stuff like that. And then I would always have feelings for him deep down inside. And I would be like, I would try to make him jealous. And it didn't work. And it was like, this guy doesn't like me. So I'm just, you know what? I'm just going to play with him too. And, in the end, it didn't work out, you know. In the end, he used me. I could say that I used him too. But he did use me. And, I can't do nothing about it. Supposing now he's happy and stuff like that. And all I can say is, congratulations, right? I mean, as you said before, and you, Kanan, Stewart person, you said to me that night, who would date a person who has 2 kids by a different man?
Go.
Not me. So,
Go.
that broke my heart. It was hard as hell. And I have a lot of things bottled up inside of me that, you know, but what I'm doing now makes me really happy. I have a man who loves me. I have kids. I have my mom and my sister. And I couldn't ask for more. They're my family. And even though I had a rough childhood with no dad around, he was old-fashioned. He would just beat me up for everything. When I say beat me up, I mean, like, you know, those usual spanks and this and that. I try not to be anything like my father. Yes, he has his goods. He works hard. And at times he could be loving when he wants to be. I mean, today, he said he was going to take out my son. He never showed up. That broke my heart. It did. Because it reminded me of when I was growing up. And when he promised me things that he didn't give me. And I remember when I graduated from, when I was given an award for, thank you, I was given an award for best student or something like that, and my dad was supposed to be there, and he wasn't there. Neither was my mom. So, and to this day I love them. You know, I was abused when I was small. I was molested. And not a lot of people know that. I mean, I keep it all inside of me because, you know, I feel like shit. And shit, you know. And I can't believe I'm saying that, but yeah. You know, a lot of families go through a lot of stuff, and I'm just thankful that I have my own family, and that I do not want to make, and I won't make the same mistakes as my parents. You know, there are times when, you know, I wish I had a dad, and he's not there. I wish that I had a communication with Edwin, and there's no communication. I know that my son Miguel would love to get to know his dad. But Dennis doesn't want it. Dennis thinks of himself. I'm a father and a mother to my son. And I love my family. And I'm grateful that God gave me Walter. I'm grateful that my sister introduced me to him. And I know that my youngest sister doesn't like him because she thinks very low of him. My sister and him had a little, you know, whatever, altercation and stuff, but what can I do, right? The difference between me and my youngest sister is that even though I do not like her boyfriend Mateo, I still talk to him. I still say hi. I laugh at his jokes. And, you know, maybe deep down I do like him, you know. But she has a different heart than I do. I was always taught. I remember when I was small, and I'm not lying because I can even ask my mom this, and she can even go on camera, and you know, I remember having the best clothes and stuff like that. We had money. I had a nana, which I still love, even though I don't know her. I still remember certain things in my memory. My nana, you know, she used to, like I said before, she used to do my hair very, very tight, very, yeah. I remember, and I remember giving out my clothes, just taking off my clothes. I would be in my underwear, but I remember that I would always take off my clothes and give it to the poor. Or when I used to see little kids out there on the street, I would be like, okay, you know what, you're hungry, I'm just gonna go home, get something, sneak out something, and just give it to you. I was always like that. So when I say that I was kicked out of my home, because I was kicked out by my brother so many times. I remember paying for a lot of stuff that they needed, and my sister does this, you know. I think this is why we're all screwed up, is because we don't know when to say no. And that's something new that I have got to learn, is when to say no and when to say yes. You know, and this is just maybe one of the many videos that I'm going to actually share with you guys, because today I'm not feeling myself, you know, and it's good to record this so I can look back and I can just analyze what my life is like, or how I connect different, you know. I need someone to talk to, and sometimes it's really hard to talk to Walter just because I don't know how to start off talking. Sometimes it's hard to even talk to my mom, to talk to my sister Ingrid, you know, and they're my family, and I'm like, I just don't know. I really don't know how to talk to people. I've never had many close friends. I mean, the one person that I thought was my friend, Diana, was always after my brother. So, yeah. The only friend that I have right now is my beautiful sister, which I love to death. I love you, Ingrid. And if I could give you anything, I would give it to you. Because you're my sister. And I love you. And you've done so much for me. And oh, I love you so much.